Hello everyone, myself Priyanka Vidyadhar Kande Patil. So today my topic is pesticides and biopesticides, an advanced scientific overview of organic and synthetic protection mechanisms in sustainable agronomy. So first we discuss the basic introduction of pesticides. In general, pesticides are the chemical or biological agents, for example, bacteria, viruses, protozoa, and nematodes. It is responsible for protecting plants or crops from the insects or other pests. It also protecting pest or it also controlling pest and plant disease vectors. It is also responsible to control the organisms that are harmful to human activities and their structure. Any harmful effect that occur from small doses repeated over time, that particular terminology is known as chronic effect. The suspended chronic effect from exposure to certain pesticides, including birth defect, then a toxicity to a certain fetus, then nerve disorders, blood disorders, and some genetic changes occur in that particular human body. It protects plants or plant products against pest or disease before or after harvesting. There are different types of pesticides. For example, insecticides. So this particular insecticide, it is for insects, herbicide for plants, rodenticide for rat or mice, bactericide for bacteria, fungicide for fungi, and larvicide for larvae. So these are the basic introduction of pesticide. Next, that is biopesticide. So bio, it is related to biological. Pesticide, it is a plant controlling agent. So it is derived from natural material like genes and metabolites. Metabolites, either it is primary metabolite or secondary metabolite or environment. It is a plant protecting agent. It controls pest by non-toxic mechanisms. They have narrow target range. Narrow target range in this sense, it is active against either gram-positive or either gram-negative. Narrow specific range, target range, and highly specific mode of action. They are slow acting and suppress the pest population. They are often used as a part of integrated pest management system. And it is the most powerful management tool in sustainable agriculture or sustainable agronomy. Incorporation of biopesticide into integrated pest management system that basically enhance the crop yield and quality of that particular plant, then it reduce the overuse of conventional pesticides. Basically, conventional pesticides are nothing but the chemical pesticides, and safeguard agroecosystem. They are safer to humans and environment than conventional pesticide, that is chemical pesticide. The different classes of biopesticides include microbial pesticide, biochemical pesticide, and the third most common class of biopesticide, that is plant incorporated protectants. So their mode of action, then their potential to enhance integrated pest management system strategies by using nano biopesticides and RNA-based biopesticides. So the first class of biopesticide, that is a microbial pesticide. Microbial pesticide, it consists of different types of microorganisms including bacteria, viruses, fungi, and nematodes as an active ingredient. The most common example of microbial pesticide, that is Bacillus thuringiensis. So this particular bacteria is a soil-borne bacteria. It was first discovered in 1901 by a Japanese scientist investigating in silkworm moth population, which he attributed that Bacillus thuringiensis, it is a rod-shaped gram-positive bacteria. It consists of endospores, then protein crystals within the endospores, which are toxic in nature, then DNA and ribosomes. So the action, that is the mode of action of that particular bacteria, that is Bacillus thuringiensis, is very specific. The different strains of Bacillus thuringiensis are specific to different receptors present in that particular insect gut wall. So here, the mechanism of that particular Bacillus thuringiensis, which is a microbial pesticide. So these are the Bacillus thuringiensis endospores containing crystal proteins within it. So these crystal proteins are ingested by that particular insect larva. So this particular part is the alkaline midgut of that particular insect, where these crystal proteins are converted into active Bacillus thuringiensis toxin. So here there is the solubilization and activation of that particular crystal proteins into active Bacillus thuringiensis toxin. This is the midgut of that particular larva. So here the receptors are present on the midgut of that particular larva. There is the binding of toxin oligomers to the cell receptors present on the gut wall. So this toxin oligomers are responsible for the formation of pores. So the osmotic cell lysis due to the pore formation, and the result, larva is dead. So this is the basic mechanism of Bacillus thuringiensis, which act as the microbial pesticide. Next, biochemical pesticide. So biochemical, bio means biological, and along with that it is also have the chemical nature. So they are naturally occurring substances that kill or control the pest by non-toxic mechanisms. Conventional pesticides are generally synthetic materials that directly kill or inactivate the pest. The most common example of biochemical pesticide, that is neem oil extract. And the last class of biopesticide, that is plant incorporated protectants. They are special or pesticidal substances made by plants. The scientists take a helpful genes from a bacterium called Bacillus thuringiensis. They put this particular gene into the plant's DNA. Now, the plants can make its own pest-killing proteins. This particular bacterium, that is Bacillus thuringiensis, has a gene that are responsible to kill the particular pest. Either it is larvicide, either it is herbicide, either it is rodenticide or larvicide. This genes is added to the plants. And when a pest like European corn borer eat any part of that particular plant, the pest dies because the plant make the particular Bacillus thuringiensis proteins, which are toxic in nature. Next, we see the production of biopesticide. First, there is the use of raw materials, either it is organic or inorganic substances. So different raw materials for different pesticides. Next, we use the reactor system. Under the reactor system, some chemical process occur, and in the presence of chemicals such as oxidation, nitration and condensation process. Then fractionation system. So this particular method used to separate the mixture into different parts. That particular parts are known as fractions, where each part has a different composition. Next, we use the dryer. So the drying, this particular step is important during the production process to remove the water content or the moisture content by the evaporation technique. So it is the final production step before selling or packaging that particular desired product, that is biopesticide. Next, we use the scrubber. Scrubber liquor, it is a chemical compound which is used to remove the pollutants present in the biopesticides. And the last step, that is packaging. So this particular pesticide packed in dry or clean container. The capacity of that particular container 10 liter, 25 liter, 50, 100, 200 liter respectively. Next, advantages and disadvantages of biopesticide. Advantages: they are usually less toxic than conventional pesticide, that is chemical pesticide. It affects only the target pest and closely related organism, that is narrow target range. No harmful residues present in the biopesticides, environmental friendly and cost effective. It also responsible to improve the food quality. There is only one disadvantage, that it have the slow speed of action. Next, the biopesticide use in agriculture. So the most common example, that is Bacillus thuringiensis, which is the microbial pesticide widely used to control the caterpillar pest. Caterpillar pest, namely Lepidopteran larvae. In maize, cotton and vegetables by producing toxins that disrupt the insect gut. Next, that is Trichoderma species. Trichoderma, that is nothing but the fungi. This particular biopesticide used to apply to soil or as seed treatment to control the soil-borne diseases like root rot and wilt in pulses and particular vegetables. Next, that is Beauveria bassiana. It is also the microbial pesticide, which is a fungus used to reduce the white flies. And the last one, that is virus, NPV, that is nucleopolyhedrovirus. Highly specific virus used against pest like tobacco caterpillar and the gram pod borer. Next, botanical pesticide. Botanical pesticide means it is derived from the plants and it is the most common repellent, then antioxidants and insect growth regulators against over 200 species. Next, we also use pheromones, which are biochemicals or semiochemicals. And these particular pheromones are used to disrupt the mating cycles. Basically, it reduces the reproduction process of that particular pest. And the last one, that is entomopathogenic nematodes. These particular nematodes are microscopic soil-dwelling worms which are used to control, that is soil-borne pest like root grubs. Next, we see the biopesticides in household practices. So first, biopesticide, that is neem oil spray. This particular spray is used to control the caterpillars, aphids and mites. on indoor plants and kitchen gardens. Next, we see the garlic and onion spray. This particular biopesticide or the spray are used as a repellent against ant and beetles. Next is citronella oil. This particular oil is used to control the mosquitoes. And the most common, that is soap solutions. So these soap solutions are the light insecticidal soaps, often combined with botanical oil, and this particular soap solutions are used to control the soft-bodied pest. Next, the environmental impact. The impact of that particular pesticides and biopesticides on the environment. So the first impact, that is soil degradation. Pesticides alter the microbial diversity that particularly reduce the fertility and can lead to resistant pest populations. Next, impact, that is water contamination. Next, biodiversity loss and the air pollution. So these are the impact of biopesticide on environment. Next, human health impact. The impact of that particular biopesticide on human health. Basically, acute effects like skin irritation, hypersensitivity reactions, then dizziness, nausea, vomiting, respiratory problems, when we directly expose that particular chemical pesticides. Next, the chronic effects. Chronic effects, these are the long-term exposure linked to cancer, neurological disorders, and endocrine disruptions. Also the reproductive issues. And the last one, that is food safety concerns. Food safety concerns, the residues of that particular chemical pesticides present on the fruits, vegetables and grains, that particular chemical residues cause the severe health issues. So these are the human health impact. Thank you. So this is all about the pesticides and biopesticides.